Everyone, and welcome back to my crafting world. This is Anna. Guys, I am going to make a brag book with one 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. I'm not going to use 65-pound cardstock because that would make the brag book just way too flimsy. So this is a 100-pound cardstock. Obviously 110 pounds would be better, but I don't have 110 in the 12 by 12. So I'm going to start by cutting this sheet up, and I'm going to cut it right in half at 6, right here, right in half. So right now it is 6 by 12. I'm going to set this aside for a moment. And then the first half that I just cut off, I'm cutting at 10.5 right there. And I'm going to save that because I will be using it. So this is 6 by 10.5. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this at 5 3/4 by 10. So I'm going to cut the 10-inch side first. So I cut, this is 10, and I'm going to reduce that to 5 3/4. So there we go, 5 3/4. So this is 5 3/4 by 10. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. And we are going to use these two pieces, but I'm gonna reduce these just a little bit more. So this one is, let me tell you, this is 2 by 6. So I'm gonna reduce it to, I'm gonna leave the width alone, and I'm gonna reduce the length down to 5 3/4. So 5 3/4 by 2 is the next piece. And again, this is a scrap, and we are going to set this one aside. And then this one, I am going to, this is 1.5, yes, 1.5 by 6. So again, I'm going to reduce it to 5 3/4 by 1.5. Okay. So these are the scraps that we are not going to use. So you can do as you choose with that. So that's all the cutting I need to do for that. Now the very first piece that we cut, the 6 by 10.5, I am going to score this on the 10.5-inch side. I'm going to score this at 5. And then 5.5. Okay, that's all the scoring we need to do to this one. The next piece, which is the 5 3/4 by 10, I'm going to score this one at 4 7/8. So 4 7/8 right here, right before the 5. 4 7/8 by 5 1/8, which is right next to the 5. Okay, and that is all we're going to do to this one. The next piece, which was our 2 by 5 3/4, I'm going to score this one 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and then 1/4 inch at the bottom. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to do 1/2 inch. And then along one of the longer sides, I'm going to do 1/4 inch, and it's easier for me to hold it from here. So 1/4 inch, and that's all we are going to do to this one. And then our last piece, we are going to score it 1/2 inch on each side. So let me flip it over and do 1/2 inch. Okay, and that's all the scoring we need to do. So the next thing I have to do is I'm going to take, again, I'm starting with the larger piece. I'm going to fold that and burnish it on both score lines. So I'm going to make sure that I'm straight here, and then I'm going to burnish those lines. There we go. And then I'm going to do the next one. So I'm going to score right now all of the score lines that I have made on all the paper, on all the cardstock. All right, I have everything scored, so I'm going to set these two smaller pieces aside. These are going to be pages in the center of our book. So we're gonna just glue those right to the center. I'm gonna move it this way so I can see. We're going to glue those right to the center, trying to be even on both sides. You certainly can measure, but you know me and measurements. So I'm going to glue this. You can absolutely use double-sided tape. So I'm going to glue that right to the center here. Trying to be even on both sides, top and bottom. And that's why I recommend wet adhesive, because you have time to move it around a little bit. So these are the pages in our book. So the next thing, I'm gonna let that dry just for a second, guys. Once you are sure that that has adhered, those are the pages, okay? So on the front side, I am going to put a belly band. That belly band doesn't quite go to the edges, okay? And I did it that way because I don't want anything to hinder the closing of the brag book. So I am going to glue those down. And I'm going to glue it down about halfway on the page. I'm not being very precise. I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, there we go. Let me get something to make sure that it did not stick. Here we go. So I want to make sure it doesn't stick on the sides there. Okay, that is the front, or you can put the belly band on the back or on one of the pages. So I personally would not put too much weight on the pages, just because it is only attached by this small spine right here between the two pages, but it should still hold up. Okay, now this one is going to be a pocket. So I am going to cut the corners here where they intersect. And then I'm going to go ahead, I should have done that to the belly band and I didn't. I'm going to cut an angle right there just so you can, so it's less visible. And then I am going to glue this down, and this is going to be a pocket. All right, guys, and again, I am going to center this, you know, from side to side. I don't want to go past the bottom of my page, and I'll show you here in just a second what I mean. I want this to end about where my page is at, and I went a little bit too low, but yeah, it's down, so I don't want it past my page if I can help it at all. And I'm going to burnish that and make sure that it did not stick to itself. And yeah, we're good right there. And that is the quickest one-page brag book that I came up with. I don't know if there's any more out there or not with this particular style. I know there's a lot of one-page wonders out there, but I wanted, you know, guys, I like my mini albums and whatnot, and I thought I would make one that is really simple and fast to make with with just a few supplies. To mat this, of course, you can mat it to fit any occasion or theme that you want. Let me show you one that I made for 4th of July. So it is made exactly like this one, with the belly band, the 2 pages, and the pocket on the back. Okay, this is one 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, and this is my brag book. I made it the exact same way. This is actually my prototype, guys, because I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I figured it out on my own. These are my little notes, and this is how I figure out what I'm gonna cut, what's gonna be left over, and what I can do with it. So this is how I decorated it. 4th of July. We do get together for 4th of July, but again, this year is still not, you know, our traditional regular get together kind of year. So this is what I came up with. So I used God Bless America by Ciao Bella for my prototype, which is right here. Now, I did use other embellishments, yes, but I used the Ciao Bella God Bless America paper pad that I got in my design team package. I made a bow right here using scraps, and then this, I have had this flag in my stash like forever. I actually had to glue it down because the adhesive wasn't even very sticky anymore. And then I put trim on the side. These little stars came with this chipboard right here. This red chipboard was actually part of something else that I was making that I did not like, and I went ahead and used it for the brag book. And on the side, all I did was I put some red cardstock on there, and this is the back side. I put one of the stickers right here, and then I used blue seam binding as a closure, and here is the inside. So here is my belly band. I used some of the stickers and the chipboard for the inside of the folio, and again, all these are scraps. So I used the fireworks for this background, and then the stripes for here. And this is actually part of the border that I didn't cut off because I thought, hey, that looks okay to me. So I put a sticker right there, and I made 2 picture mats, and again, I just used some of the scraps, so and some of the stickers. So I put 2 mats in there, and this is my first page, and my flag is not glued all the way down in case we need to tuck a picture in there. And then this is the middle, and these are all scraps, guys, because that's what I was left with after a couple of projects. And this is the border from the sticker page, and I just cut it to fit, and then I used a punch for the little circles there. So that's the middle page, and then this is the last page. I used another sticker, 4th of July, and this is the pocket that I made with you guys, and I made 2 more picture mats. And this one is not glued down all the way because these are part of the chipboard. Here we go. Part of the chipboard pack, but these are glued all the way down because these are from the sticker pack. So those are the 2 mats for my pocket, and it holds dozen photos, guys. You wouldn't think, but it does. It holds 12 photos, which is awesome because again, it's not a traditional year where we're going to have tons of pictures for I'm guessing the rest of the year. But anyway, there we go. It's a really simple 1-page brag book, and once you layer all these pieces on there, it is really sturdy, guys. It is like super sturdy. So I am not worried about this falling apart or anything because it's got plenty of layers on there. There we go, guys. So I thought I would share with you a really quick brag book made out of 1 12x12 sheet of cardstock. Okay, guys, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to everyone later. Y'all have a great day, guys.